The Ideal of a Universal Religion, Part 6. Now, first of all, let me take up Raj Yoga. What is this Raj Yoga? This controlling of the mind? In this country, you are associating all sorts of hobgoblins with the word yoga, I'm afraid. Therefore, I must start by telling you that it has nothing to do with such things. No one of these yogas give up reason. No one of them asks you to be hoodwinked or to deliver your reason into the hands of priest of any type whatsoever. No one of them asks that you should give your allegiance to any superhuman messenger. Each one of them tells you to cling to your reason, to hold fast to it. We find in all beings three sorts of instruments of knowledge. The first is instinct, which you find most highly developed in animals. This is the lowest instrument of knowledge. What is the second instrument of knowledge? Reasoning. You find that most highly developed in man. Now, in the first place, instinct is an inadequate instrument to animals. The sphere of action is very limited, and within that limit, instinct acts. When you come to man, you see it is largely developed into reason. The sphere of action also has here become enlarged. Yet even reason is still very insufficient. Reason can go only a little way and then it stops. It cannot go any further. And if you try to push it, the result is helpless confusion. Reason itself becomes unreasonable. Logic becomes argument in a circle. Take, for instance, the very basis of our perception, matter and force. What is matter? That which is acted upon by force, and force that which is acted upon matter. You see the complication, what the logicians call seesaw, one idea depending on the other, and this again depending on that. You find a mighty barrier before reason, beyond which reasoning cannot go. Yet it always feels impatient to get into the religion of the infinite beyond. This world, this universe which our senses feel or our mind thinks, is but one atom, so to say, of the infinite projected onto the plane of consciousness, and within that narrow limit defined by the network of consciousness works our reason and not beyond. Therefore, there must be some other instrument to take us beyond, and that instrument is called inspiration. So, instinct, reason, and inspiration are the three instruments of knowledge. Instinct belongs to animals, reason to man, and inspiration to God men. But in all human beings are to be found, in a more or less developed condition, the germs of all these three instruments of knowledge. To have these mental instruments evolved, the germs must be there. And this must also be remembered that one instrument is the development of the other and therefore does not contradict it. It is reason that develops into inspiration, and therefore inspiration does not contradict reason but fulfills it. Things which reason cannot get at are brought to light by inspiration, and they do not contradict reason. The old man does not contradict the child but fulfills the child. Therefore, you must always bear in mind that the greater danger lies in mistaking the lower form of instrument to be the higher. Many times, instinct is presented before the world as inspiration, and then come all the spurious claims for the gift of prophecy. A fool or a semi-lunatic thinks that the confusion going on in his brain is inspiration, and he wants men to follow him. The most contradictory, irrational nonsense that has been preached in the world is simply the instinctive jargon of confused lunatic brains trying to pass for the language of inspiration. The first test of true teaching must be that the teaching should not contradict reason, and you may see that such is the basis of all these yogas. We take the Raja Yoga, the psychological way to union. It is a vast subject, and I can only point to you now the central idea of this yoga. We have but one method of acquiring knowledge. From the lowest man to the highest yogi, all have to use the same method, and that method is what is called concentration. The chemist who works in his laboratory concentrates all the powers of his mind, brings them into one focus, and throws them on the elements. And the elements stand analyzed, and thus his knowledge comes. The astronomer has also concentrated focus, and he throws them onto objects through his telescope, and stars and systems roll forward and give up their secrets to him. So it is in every case, with the professor in his chair, the student with his book, with every man who's working to know. You are hearing me, and if my words interest you, your mind will become concentrated on them. And then suppose a clock strikes, you will not hear it on account of this concentration. And the more you are able to concentrate your mind, the better you will understand me. And the more I concentrate my love and powers, the better I shall be to give expression to what I want to convey to you. The more this power of concentration, the more knowledge is acquired. Because this is the one and the only method of acquiring knowledge. Even the lowest shoe black, if he gives more concentration, will black shoes better. The cook with a concentration will cook a meal all the better. In making money or in worshipping God or in doing anything, the stronger the power of concentration, the better will that thing be done. This is the one call, the one knock which opens the gates of nature and lets out floods of light. This, the power of concentration, is the only key to the treasure house of knowledge. The system of Raj Yoga deals almost exclusively with this. In the present state of our body, we are so much distracted, and the mind is frittering away its energies upon 100 sorts of things. As soon as I try to calm my thoughts and concentrate my mind upon any one object of knowledge, thousands of undesired impulses rush into the brain, thousands of thoughts rush into the mind and disturb it. How to check it and bring the mind under control is the whole subject of study in Raj Yoga.